Insurance, serving Guam for 80 years. Matson and the Adai Tano program. Harley-Davidson of Guam. Visit our new showroom, now located on Route 8 in Mighty. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dededo. Always open, always local.
Coming up on your primetime news, more than a handful of Port Authority staffers are sent to the hospital after mold is found at their facility. Also tonight, a third suspect has been placed under arrest, charged with attempted murder in connection to that road rage incident caught on video. And a heated moment on session floor during the 34th Legislature's final session hearing downtown. Half a day, friends, and good evening. I'm Jason Salas alongside Sabrina Salas-Matanani. Thanks for watching and streaming us, because we begin with a health alert down at the Port Authority of Guam, as findings of mold at the facility have officials taking extra caution. More than a handful of port workers have been taken to the Guam Memorial Hospital to be tested. Carmen Terlahi joins us with the details. Carmen.
Bree and Jace, moldy walls posing health risk have officials on high alert at the port. As you mentioned, those employees, 6 of them we've confirmed, were rushed to GMH, and efforts are underway to clean up the mold.
What should have been a typical workday at the Port Authority of Guam turned into a visit to the hospital for some. Management at the Port Authority confirming there's mold spotted in at least one office at their facility. Coincidentally, it's the office where the staff's daily duties are to oversee safety at the port. Now 6 port employees from the safety office are being tested after mold was found on the walls. John B. Santos, the acting general manager, says the 6 were checked Wednesday as a, quote, precautionary measure, though none have yet to report any signs of imminent health problems. According to Santos, it's been quite some time since the first signs of mold, and it apparently just grew. He's confirmed the mold is between the walls and could have potentially spread to air conditioning vents. According to U.S. EPA, mold has the potential to cause health problems and could produce allergens and irritants. Health experts say inhaling or touching mold or mold spores may cause allergic reactions in sensitive individuals. In addition, environmental officials say mold exposure can irritate the eyes, skin, nose, throat, and lungs of both mold allergic and non-allergic people. Port officials investigated to find the source of the mold, and Santos says a portion of the mold has since been removed.
Now, Santos tells KUAM that workers are no longer in that facility and have since been relocated to the administrative offices. He also emphasized that, quote, employees are our greatest asset and safety comes first. Back to you. All right, thanks, Carm. We, of course, want your opinion on the story. Go on to our Facebook page, facebook.com/KUA News, and let us know what you think about this issue.
A third individual has been placed under arrest in connection to Saturday's road rage incident that started at a Tamuning intersection. 33-year-old Elton Masase was arrested for attempted murder and aggravated assault, among other charges. Masase's arrest was delayed because he had to be treated at GMH for injuries stemming from the incident. As reported, 24-year-old Ruben Traver Todd and 31-year-old Maurice Lamar Jones were previously arrested, but Jones was booked and released. Viewers submitted videos show Jones striking at the driver in a white Scion before getting back into his car and driving away. A loud sound is audible as Jones drives off. Jones and his wife, who was also in the car, fled to the nearby mobile gas station. Surveillance footage shows Todd and Masese running after them and attacking their vehicle.
Also tonight, a motorcyclist suffered serious injuries after colliding with a black sedan up in Jigo this morning. You're seeing now viewer-submitted photos taken at the scene of the incident as it happened along Route 1 near Talanatans just before 6:45 a.m. GFD's Kevin Riley says units from the Jigo fire station responded with the operator of the motorcycle being rushed to the Guam Regional Medical Facility in Dededo to be treated for injuries. There's no word yet on that person's condition. The crash, GFD says, caused major traffic delays. GPD is investigating the incident.
It got a little heated as senators debated Senator Tom Atta's Bill 291.
That is putting it lightly, and some are saying the measure regulates signs, while others are saying it's nothing more than special interest legislation. Chris Barnett takes a look at this issue in this report.
As the 34th legislature's term comes to an end, senators addressing important issues, like Senator Tom Atta's Bill 154, which seeks to regulate off-premise signage. Bill 154 would mandate a 3,500-foot distance between off-premise signs. But just what is an off-premise sign? Well, that depends on who you ask.
This bill addresses off-premise signage. ITC intersection, those signs are on-premise, so it's not really part of this discussion.
But Senator Frank Uga Jr. pointed out the bill's definition of a sign doesn't specify the difference between the two types of signs, meaning electronic sign companies could use the law as a way to shut down any advertising competition.
If you look at the definition on page 4 of sign, it reads a name, identification, description, display, or illustration which is affixed to, painted or represented directly or indirectly upon a building.
Acting Speaker Therese Terlahi spoke at length about the bill, calling it a huge departure from existing law.
This huge departure really should have more community involvement, and not just those from the sign industry telling us what they think about this bill.
Terlahi also brought up constitutionality and legal issues with Bill 154 that had been raised by former Speaker B.J. Cruz.
We're passing something that might go against the Organic Act or the Constitution. So I'm moving that we set this aside for a day or two to allow legal counsel to further look at those issues.
Senator Mike St. Nicholas, whose congressional campaign owes digital sign company TriVision $3,000, was one of the most vocal supporters of ADA's bill. St. Nicholas also received a $500 donation from TriVision co-owner Chris Murado, according to Federal Election Commission filings. He also received donations from TriVision for his senatorial campaign. The congressman-elect was also the author of Public Law 3430, which made existing electronic signs legal after the AG issued an opinion saying the Guam Land Use Commission's approval of electronic signs was against the law. And St. Nicholas all in on the sign bill, rejecting Espaldon's amendment to have legal counsel review the measure again.
I respectfully object to the motion, Madam Speaker. I think it's a good time for us now to continue moving this legislation forward.
Bill 154 author Senator Ada also received donations from TriVision, and Senators Mary Torres, Bisco Lee, and St. Nicholas, among others at the legislature, advertised their election campaigns on electronic signs. Tensions mounting as Ada tried to respond to Terlahi's comments on Bill 154, but Terlahi wanted Ada to play by the rules and address Espaldon's motion.
So it expands the authorization for signage.
Point of order, Madam Speaker. The motion is to refer the bill back to committee because of...
So, Madam Speaker, I am trying to explain why it should not.
Acting Speaker. Thank you, Acting Speaker. Senator Ada, you may continue.
This is a bill that should not be rushed because of the implications it's going to have for Guam forever.
Bill 154 forwarded to the voting file today, and ADA expects the measure to be voted on by the end of the week. For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
Senator Esteves' Bill 291 was also discussed but placed further down on the agenda to allow time to respond to questions from fellow senators. We are back after this.
There are more ways to experience Guam via KUAM News, giving you what you want, when you want, and how you want it. From smart devices, Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing.
Over the web, on mobile, on streaming platforms, with immersive, interactive formats, and via social media where it's more than just content, it's conversation. More ways to keep you informed and entertained whenever you want it, wherever you are, on whatever device you're using.
Cheers to 80 years. It's our 80th anniversary and the gifts are on us. 80 gift certificates, 8 shopping sprees, 8 staycations, and 1 round trip flyaway for 2 to Manila. So how do you enter? Calvo's Insurance personal home and auto customers are automatically entered. Non-Calvo's customers may enter by receiving a qualified quote. It's our way of saying thank you for trusting us for the past 80 years. For more details, visit calvos.com/giveaway or call 472-6816. Calvo's Insurance, serving Guam for 80 years.
These are our islands, and this is our Laddystone. This is what we stand for and who we are. For more than 35 years, we delivered connections that matter throughout the Marianas. First, via radio link, then by fiber optic cable. We launched the region's first 4G LTE network and continue to make our network faster and stronger. Telecommunications change the way our islands interact with the world, but not the heart behind those interactions. IT&E. Explore your world.
Be merry, be bright, and make shopping all right with holiday gift cards from Chuck E. Cheese's Guam, Ruby Tuesday, and King's Restaurants. Receive special offers with every purchase for extra holiday happiness. See stores for details and have fun this season from all of us at the GFS Group.
Let's welcome the first-time parents, the people with the dream to be their own boss. Let's welcome the things that inspire us, connect us. Let's welcome the college graduations, new beginnings, and happy ever afters. At Bank of Hawaii, we'd like to welcome you to all the new adventures, the next chapters, and all the great things you have to look forward to. Welcome to tomorrow. Bank of Hawaii.
Hafide and welcome back. A bar owner will be sentenced in federal court early next year. Sasha's son pleaded guilty to harboring illegal aliens. Though she entered the plea agreement with the feds last year, the files were under seal until recently. Court documents state she faces up to 10 years for harboring Hu Chi, Jibo, and Yi and Co. The three worked as waitresses at the Joy Luck Club, selling drinks for $20 each and keeping half the profits. Chi, Bo, and Co. arrived to Guam in August of last year and lived with Son. They were instructed to tell immigration officials they were here for vacation. Sentencing is set for January 22nd, 2019.
We've got an update to a story we brought you last night on that federal case up in Saipan, as the mayor of Rota, Ephraim Atalig, and his girlfriend, Evelyn, will face a jury in January 2019. They've been charged with conspiracy, wire fraud, theft from a program, receiving federal funds, and false statements in connection to various trips that they allegedly made for personal and political reasons, including a trip here to attend a political rally.
Students and staff at a local middle school are forced to shelter in place after school officials find 2 bullets inside the campus gym. The incident was reported at around 8:40 this morning. A GDOE spokesperson, Isa Baza, says staff conducted a bag search. However, no word if anything else was found. Operations were back to normal after the all clear was given at around 9:25. It was reported to police, and Baza says school officials are investigating.
The public comment period is drawing to a close for the draft 2018 Integrated Natural Resources Management Plan and Environmental Assessment. And that is a mouthful, as the Navy is updating the current document to ensure the military in the region continues to meet its mission while protecting the health of natural resources. The draft proposes new projects to safeguard the local environment, with comments being made by Thursday. Check out our social media platforms to see how you can do so.
It was an epic battle between man and fish. An avid kayak fisher catches what he says is a world record in the sport, reeling in a tuna weighing over 100 pounds. Carmen Terlahi has the story.
Pedaling a kayak a few miles off Guam's west coast, he was patiently waiting for the perfect catch.
Spent about 5 hours or so, not a single bite. We saw a lot of surface activity. The wind was picking up.
He was about to call it a day. Raf Vargas, a kayak fishing aficionado, is a Puerto Rican native who's lived on Guam for the past 3 years. He decided to try his luck with one more drop.
My buddy was gone already, so I'm fighting this fish. This fish is pushing me offshore and or pulling me offshore. And kept working it. About 2 hours after, I'm still fighting it, and I was completely exhausted. Then when it surfaced, I definitely knew that was a dogtooth tuna. You cannot imagine. I mean, I'm by myself just screaming of, oh my gosh, celebrating. But the fight was not over until the fish is in the boat.
Reeling in the tuna was no easy task. The dogtooth weighing 170 pounds. Using a method of vertical jigging with equipment intended to hold only 30 pounds, he caught the monster at 700 feet deep, saying he could not have done it without his Hobby Pro kayak.
We found out that this is a world record for kayak fishing.
A record he's proud to say was caught on Guam and on cam. Posting the full video on his YouTube channel, Vargas encourages all to practice safe kayak fishing.
Safety is paramount when it comes to kayak fishing. A radio, VHF radio is a must. A life preserver. All these safety items, and knowing the conditions change all the time.
He's now just waiting for the next perfect condition for another fish to bite.
There's nothing else that can compare to getting tugged by a big fish from a kayak. It's 170 pounds, 70.5 inches, baby. We got this, Guam.
Reporting for Guam Seas Network, I'm Carmen Victoria Chilahi.
That's a great story, Carm. Thanks so much. Well, you may have spotted public safety officials collecting coins and dollars for victims of Super Typhoon U2 along Marine Corps Drive. The group presented a check of $29,000 to Caridat CNMI from the boot drive. Speaking on behalf of Executive Director, Representative Kathy Calvo from the organization says it will take time to fully recover, but every donation counts.
And they are helping a lot of people who are still recovering also from the trauma, because I think it's been a while since CNMI really experienced a disaster of this magnitude.
The government officials join other agencies, both public and private, who have spearheaded Typhoon U2 relief.
Well, stay tuned because sports is coming up next, and we've got a special edition of sports tonight.
Yeah, it's former sports reporters and sports anchors here at Camp Happy. Yeah. They're all coming back. They're gonna power. I wonder if any of them has ever caught a 170-pound tuna.
I seriously doubt it.
Yeah, see what we got coming up next. Something special, so stay tuned.
It's a world record.
Join the thousands who switched to GTA's handset payment option.
Now I can get the freshest new phone at any time.
My payments are based on my finances.
No more contracts for me. It's time to get the phone I want when I want it.
With HBO, I get to choose.
Call or visit GTA today to learn more about HBO, the most customizable phone plan on island, only at GTA.
Agent Alpha.
What's that? An Alpha Insurance customer needs a claim settled immediately? I'm on it.
Agent Alpha.
In the event of an accident, theft, or breakdown, each of our Alpha Insure agents are trained to go above and beyond.
This is my stop. There she is. Target acquired.
Agent Alpha.
Yes!
The 2018 Compact of Free Association survey is now underway. The survey will estimate the number of migrants from the Marshall Islands, Micronesia, and Palau currently residing in Guam. To create this estimate, we need to count everyone, not just migrants. If your household is selected for the survey, it is important that you participate. The Department of the Interior will use the new estimate to distribute a portion of $30 million to Guam annually for healthcare, education, and public safety programs. Our count matters.
This year is rapidly coming to an end, and the big finish is now on at Cars Plus and Mighty. Get big year-end deals on a big selection of new Ram trucks with savings up to $10,500. Or save up to $5,500 on a new Chrysler Pacifica. How about a new Jeep Compass? Save up to $5,000. With financing as low as 1.99%. Plus, receive a Cars Plus Shell Value Card with every vehicle purchase. The big finish means big savings right now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J. All right, welcome to Sports. Double D on vacation, so I'm Andy Wheeler. I'll be filling in for the next couple weeks. And wanted to kind of switch things up a little bit instead of just reading some scores. I want to kind of get into a little discussion, nothing deep, nothing political, just talking sports. So I got some guests on the show joining me here, starting from the far side, representing Select Care, Frankie Perez.
Hi.
We have Senator-elect Clint Rigel, and from the court, not the basketball court, the other one, we've got Sean Gimentanta. Guys, welcome to the show.
Hey, it's age before beauty going this way. That's on the set.
So if you've seen any kind of TV, local television programming, you've seen these guys in the past 20 years or so no strangers to the set. But I wanted to get you all on because in one way or another, you've been involved in, covered sports, and just had it a part of your lives. So I wanted to talk about what you guys feel, some of the important things about being involved in sports, athletics, as you're a kid growing up, or even today. Frankie, we can talk about your recovery a little bit and jiu-jitsu, how that helped. But sports at a young age, Sean, starting with you, how do you think that helped you a little bit later on in life and where you are now?
Believe it or not, I played soccer as a young person. I wrestled in high school and played football. And I would say that, especially my high school years, that it really did kind of guide me mentally how I would approach not only the balance of high school, but college. I know that, it's an individual sport, so a lot of times people will think, is it, how do you play with people, play with others? But if it wasn't for the experience in high school, wrestling at San Leandro High School in California, I eventually when I came back to Guam, I reffed for, almost 20 years, had 11,000 matches as a ref.
Wow.
So all it did was frame how I deal with things. Just, it's about no nonsense, get out there and get the job done.
Yeah.
And you're not going against anybody else, just one other person. So that was part of the challenge.
You look like you still get on the mat, maybe.
I'm still playing soccer.
Yeah,
so,
there you go.
And
stay active.
Having fun.
And Clint, you're getting ready to join a pretty important team in January. And your youth growing up playing sports, how do you think that affected your life now?
Well, they say politics is Guam's favorite sport. So,
True.
Yeah. So, I started out playing soccer when I was young. Windward Hills Wolverines.
Hey.
Then I also played basketball in high school and stuff for Guam Community College, GCC tradesman. And so sports, of course, it teaches you a lot of things. It teaches you discipline, teamwork, and how to work together towards a common goal.
And even if it is an individual sport, it teaches you that work ethic because you have to practice, you have to be up early, you have to go make those late night workouts and whatnot. So it all benefits, I think, in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it teaches you about rules and about following rules and, and abiding by rules and a lot of things that have to do with honor and honesty and things of that nature,
Frankie, getting to you, talking jiu-jitsu, we were mentioning a little bit out in the lobby. You started getting into that, and then your cancer diagnosis that you fought through and you beat. You have said that you think jiu-jitsu played a big part in that recovery and just keeping your mind right, you know what I mean, as well as your body.
Yeah, well, sure. A lot of my motivation during the treatment was, to get back on the mat. Like, I want to be healthy enough to get back on the mat. So that was one goal. And, jiu-jitsu really puts you in uncomfortable situations, I usually would say. Yeah, but it teaches you to be comfortable in uncomfortable situations. So, being in the hospital and being, going through treatment, I actually took a lot of the things that kept me motivated on the mat and I translated it to, in the hospital, doing treatment. There was we have a saying where all we need is 1 inch. And so that's basically, when I was in my hospital bed trying to turn to my side, I was like, all I need is 1 inch. And then I do 1 inch.
Yeah.
And I go, all I need is another inch. And then I do another inch. And then eventually I'm on my side, so.
Yeah, life's not always comfortable.
No, it's
and
not.
And so it kind of helps.
Yeah. And, going back to high school sports and things like that, I think it's very important because it does translate to your later years. It teaches you how to, bad calls with refs, how do I look at Sean when I say that, but
yeah, I know that was directed right over there.
I covered these guys when they were when they were playing their high school sports. So that's
but it teaches you how to accept it, how to handle it, how to move on. Know?
Yeah, and I think one of the main things is it builds confidence in kids. That hey, if I can deal with my coach who's yelling at me, the ref who can't see anything because he's useless. It teaches you how to deal with those things and move on. Say like, hey, I got handed some lemons. Well, I'm going to make the most of it.
I coach under 10s for the Shipyard Wolverines. So I've been doing that since 2001. I absolutely appreciate that in terms of taking those lessons to these kids. Because a lot of times, the kids, whether they're at school, they're at home, it's a completely different environment. But then you put them on a team on the field, make them understand the object of a game, and all of a sudden their minds change. And that's an important part of what sports brings to young people today. And sometimes it might be lost. We don't see it all the time in our schools.
For sure.
But maybe in our neighborhoods too. But at least through sport, we can at least bring them a little bit more focus.
I hope so. That is the goal after all. Guys, I want to thank you so much. I know we didn't have a whole lot of time. We could go on about this for hours and hours and hours. But Frankie, Clint, Sean, thank you guys so much for being on the show.
Okay, thanks for having me.
All right, we're going to be back with more, guys. Keep it here.